Hey everyone, good morning. Welcome back to Your Best Flow. This is Roland, and this is the first episode of our fifth season, which is fantastic. I can't believe we are already at the fifth season, which is fantastic. I love it so much, just to chat, to share, to help people, to be able to find different ways to help people's perceptions, just to raise a little bit, to help people get over those daily problems that is causing resistance, or our resistance towards life in general, that's causing suffering, in our daily life. So I want to share something with you that might help, a different perception. Basically, I want to reveal, all right, the kind of results and the kind of reality you can expect if you implement my methods correctly, and if you get that relief, that release, all right, and if you then use my techniques to get it, to stretch it out through your day, so that you can, go through your day with the default of feeling relaxed, not the default of being stressed and anxious. So once you've been implementing this, and once you've been starting to experience, a little transformation, a little difference in your day, you can practice these methods when you have a problem or a situation that you don't know how to deal with. Maybe you feel overwhelmed, maybe you feel stressed or anxious, or stuff like that. These are all things that I experienced, and I found different ways to deal with it. And then I found a very simple way, and it's kind of like everything just comes to a point with this method. And, just by implementing this in experiences that you experience through your day that you don't like, that you'd like to change, like let's say you get heartburn, that's something you wouldn't like to experience, and a lot of people just go with the easy route of, buying chemicals for it, that's damages your body even further. So what you can expect, if you've been implementing these methods, is the way you wake up in the morning. First of all right, this is how I wake up. All right, otherwise I wouldn't talk about this. Otherwise I would obviously be lying to you. So by experiencing this myself, by practicing this as much as I can every moment, I can share with you what you can expect, the results. So basically, I don't wake up in the morning. I explode out of bed like a grenade. All right. I go to bed every night. Like I can't wait to get up. Like I just want these few hours of sleep. And by the way, I only sleep 4 to 5 hours, depending on how intense my day was and how much I had to use my mind, right? Because our minds take up a lot of our energy. So basically, I just explode out of bed because the the cycles that I have created, all right, the emotional cycles, the mental cycles, the chemical, the physical cycles in your body. Once you implement this method correctly, you will be able to get enough distance from all this drama, all right, and start to be able to control it consciously. All right, this is what everybody speaks about. This is the very thing about being a human being, is how much control do you have over your faculties and your mental and physical capabilities, right? We've been given a mind, all right, not for someone else to control, but for us to control. Right now, most people's minds are being controlled by the outside world. That's why all the suffering, all right? And it is not necessarily the outside world that is causing the suffering, but the resistance to the outside world. And the resistance is only coming from the fact that we don't know how to handle our faculties and our minds and our bodies, you know? So to get back to the point, I wake up, I don't wake up, I explode, all right? I feel very excited because I have the right thought in my head when I wake up, the thought that I want to feel. All right. Maybe it's a thought about a beautiful morning you had with your family or your girlfriend or your boyfriend somewhere. Maybe it's a thought about a beautiful fairyland that you created. The point is, you want to have a thought that works for you, all right, that gives you energy, not makes you want to hit the snooze button and fall back to sleep. You get what I'm saying? I'm sure people can relate to this. I was like that. I used to sleep 9, 10 hours, and then still feel more tired. Sometimes I woke up feeling relaxed, and sometimes I woke up feeling tired, even though I slept 9 hours. So when you implement this technique, you can manage your mind like you manage your business. It's very simple. Maybe in school we've been taught how to manage our business, but I can't remember that we've been taught how to manage our minds, right? So this is me just filling that gap for you. Now you can choose to use it or not, doesn't matter, that's your choice. But I feel it's my responsibility to share this because it can really help make the world a better place. So again, your mornings will be wonderful, okay? Because you got the right thought, you got the right emotions, all right? That is already enough to give you a wonderful morning, all right? So basically, it just goes on from there. I just do my elements cleansing, little routine where I just make sure I sweep the floor, you know, I clean out the little spider webs, little compulsions that I might feel. All right. And you do this by drinking the right water that is not chemically contaminated, water that's alive. I put it in a copper bottle because, it just electrifies the water. There's just energy back into the water. This is a very good way to clean the water element in your body. All right. If you want to, just send me an email and I'll send you that course. It's absolutely free. And you can also eat, alkalized foods. I like to eat fruit and, stuff that is not horrible for your body, stuff that doesn't create inertia for your body, like processed foods and stuff like that. There's a lot of inertia in processed foods and stuff like that. So, but let's not get off the point of the whole discussion. So I just basically go through a little cleansing process just to make sure that my body and my mind is not in the way. You understand, all right? The cleaner your body and your mind is, all right, which means the cleaner the elements are that make up your physical body and your mind, the less friction you will feel, all right? The easier it will be to just keep a little bit of distance from your body and your mind. I'm sure that makes sense. Let me know if it doesn't make sense. So moving on, after you woke up and you just have a beautiful morning because you have the right thoughts, the right emotions that you created. Okay. Now, what I then like to do is I just like to come to a spot where I really think it's pretty, like the beach, or I go to the beach, or if it's in the day, I go to the forest. There's a beautiful forest here. It's incredible. What I do is I just find a nice comfortable spot where I can sit, and I just implement this method in my experience right there. All right. And this is what it's like. This is what I go through. And I just had it before I started speaking on this episode. This was my kind of boost just to jump into action without overthinking anything, or none of that even becomes apparent. All the procrastinating problems and the worries and the fears of taking action, that all just evaporates because you have a powerful experience. All right, now this is what I do is I go sit and I just implement this method. All right, I just accept every part of what I'm experiencing right now. Okay. If you've been watching my previous episodes, you'll also you'll notice when I say, if you just accept your experience, all right, Now, we're not accepting whatever, is happening in the outside world. We are accepting what we are receiving through our five senses into our mind. Okay. Maybe it's triggered from the outside world. All right. But you can't stop what content is coming in your mind, because your five senses is just recording everything. All right. But it's your resistance to that content that is causing the suffering. Okay. So when you just accept it with no resistance, oh my goodness, all of a sudden, your whole body and your mind just like falls into this, it just feels like this, you're falling forever, and there's just no resistance, there's no use for your body or your mind, it's useless. But you have this wonderful release, and, before you know it, your t-shirt is just wet from your tears, like the release, how a knot in your back, a muscle knot releases that that feeling, that satisfying, oh my God, felt incredible feeling, but 10 times more, okay? To the point where, you need to make sure you're in a nice, comfortable spot, because your body starts shaking a little bit out of control. You just get this really nice high, and, you can intensify it, you can bring it down a little bit and just keep it there for as long as you want through the day. And when nobody's looking, you can just intensify it and shake a bit, So what I'm trying to share with you is what I'm experiencing multiple times a day, because I choose to create that experience, okay, without needing any chemicals, any of that shit. All right. I used to take a lot of chemicals. I used to experiment with a lot of stuff, because I had a lot of resistance of life, So especially in the morning, all right, I like the morning because it just sets me up for the day. When you learn how to self-start experience that is so intense that it blows you away, if you learn how to do that before a day where you need to get important stuff done, you need to be at your best because maybe you've got an important interview or a test, in university or whatever. All right. This experience, all it does is it does not make you feel empty anymore. You feel satisfied. You feel fulfilled. Your happiness is not at stake. So when your happiness is not at stake, well, guess what? Your compulsions go down. When your compulsions go down, which are the ropes that bind you, compulsions meaning self-sabotaging thoughts, anxiety, worries about the past and the future, all of these things, all right, overwhelming days, too much on your plate, all right. So when your happiness is not at stake, all of a sudden your compulsions drop and the day becomes a million times easier to handle. So if you want to be able to handle your days much easier and see it much easier, which means you'll wake up with a lot more energy, all right? Check out my method. Try it out. Don't believe anything I say, please, okay? Because too many people are believing too many people and not taking action, all right? I want you to test this out and see it for yourself, all right? And if you down the line, if this is working, if you got that taste and you want to kind of, get more into it and learn more about it, we can get on the phone, we can chat. I don't charge for it. I don't charge any money for that consultation. So if you want to try that out, there's a link below. You can check that out. But otherwise, guys, thank you so much for listening. I really hope that this helped you out and gave you some aha moments, some really some ideas that you can implement, and which is, if I can summarize those ideas, the main point is acceptance. All right, find your way to accept your reality. That way your mind will calm down. All right. And then once your mind calms down, all of a sudden, your day becomes like my day, in your control, all right, in your command, because that's where your happiness lies. Try it out. Watch your life and see. You'll see that you feel the most happiest when you have more choices, okay? When you have more choices, you feel more in control. That makes sense to me. So I hope it makes sense to you. But guys, if you enjoyed this, if you like listening to this, if you found value out of it, please, I would love it if you can give me a little review, whether you're on iPhone, iTunes, or Spotify, or Google, whatever review system they have. Just give me a little review, but only if you enjoyed it. But I'll see you next time. Bye for now.